Thanks for checking out the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to see me play your deck, hang out with me in the amazing BoshNRoll community in Discord, access to my lists and sideboard guides before tournaments, book an individual coaching session, or just generally want to support what's going on here, check out the Patreon and YouTube membership options. For the finest Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, use code BoshNRoll for 10% off your order at coalesceapparel.shop. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. If you want to play what I'm playing, use my affiliate link to support the channel while you shop for cards at tcgplayer.com and play any deck anytime on Magic Online with a cardhoarder.com loan account. Thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back for another BoshNRoll video. Today I'm playing Modern at the request of Patreon subscriber Mike, and this was a brew challenge. Prompt was to play Swans of Bryn, at least 3 copies, with 4 copies of Unholy Heat and 4 copies of Fury. The rest was up to me. Let's start with the big winged elephant in the room. 4 mana, 4/3, flying bird spirit. If a source would deal damage to Swans of Bryn, prevent that damage. The source's controller draws cards equal to the damage prevented that way. If you're not old like me and you don't remember the Seismic Swans decks from Old Standard and Old Extended, let me walk you through this one. On the surface, you get a 4/3 flyer that's very hard to kill. However, anything your opponent throws at it results in more cards for your opponent. A little risk reward there, a sticky creature in exchange for maybe you give your opponent card advantage. The very obvious level 2 with this card, though, is deal damage to it yourself. So a card like Lightning Bolt targeting your own Swan becomes Ancestral Recall, just pivoting into a different member of its own cycle. Unholy Heat, if you're delirious, is 2 Ancestral Recalls, the old 1 mana draw 6. And the old combo from the ancient times, Seismic Assault, discard a land, deal 2 damage to any target. If you have a high enough density of lands in your deck, you can deal 2 damage to Swans, draw 2 cards. If at least one of them is a land, you can discard another one, draw 2 cards. And at some point, you will have enough lands in your hand to start throwing them at your opponent with Assault instead of at your Swans. That's the idea anyway. This build I've gone a little more fair and a little less all-in. There are builds that play upwards of 40 lands. They have 4 Seismic Assault, 4 Swans. They play Treasure Hunt, which is a crazy card for this archetype. But I didn't want to do it like that. I wanted some sort of presentable Modern deck that could also pivot onto a giant Swans engine and just enough Seismic Assaults that once we get Rip in, I'll find one. Fury and Endurance are really cool cards for this archetype, because Fury is 0 mana. You pitch it, you deal 4 to your Swan, you draw 4 cards, which might even include another Fury and another red card, and then you can do it again. At some point, you've pitched most of the red cards you don't want out of your deck, and Endurance pitches a green card you don't want out of your deck, and then shuffles your graveyard back into your deck, which, if you've pitched enough things to Fury and Endurance, is going to be mostly lands, thus making your next round with Seismic Assault higher density of hits. And with 2 Endurance, 4 Fury, I'm not Frank Karsten, I'm not good at math the way he is, but I suspect at some point there will be a pretty reliable loop through your deck until there's only lands left. That could be achieved, or mostly lands. It's pretty exciting stuff to think about it that way. You also just have a 4/3 flyer that is very difficult to kill. It's tough to get Prismatic Ending up to 4. Leyline Binding is the big card in the format that I'm worried about. But Unholy Heat, Lightning Bolt, Fury, forget about it. Solitude is another one that does hit it. Basically, white removal, and only some white removal, reliably hits it. But underneath the Swans, I've constructed a pretty normal looking deck. Your Lightning Bolts, Unholy Heats, and Seismic Assaults and Furies can all just be used as removal to kill your opponent's stuff, like normal. Believe it or not, that is a secret mode on Unholy Heat, is destroy an opponent's creature. Wrenn 6 is here with the regular stuff. We got Boseiju, Otawara, Forgotten Cave, Ketria Triome, and Urza Saga tucked into this baddie. Expressive Iteration for card advantage, Growth Spiral to ramp you up to Swans, and this is also a green card for Endurance and a blue card for all these sideboard subtleties we got. We have a very light artifact package. I just want to make sure we have Delirium, and Saga being an enchantment, Wobble being an artifact, We got instants and sorceries and growth spirals and expressive iteration. Wrenn and 6 is a planeswalker. Fury and endurance can put themselves in the graveyard. I think we're just reliable enough to get endurance without being too heavy on bauble. I did have a much lower to the ground build with Dragon's Rage Channelers and 4 baubles and stuff, but then it felt like I was just sort of tucking swans at the top end of a pretty normal Gruul or Temur aggro deck. And I didn't want to do that, so I brought the curve back up a little bit where swans is our primary win condition. Okay, there's bones here of the Temur Saga decks. There's bones here of Gruul Saga. There's bones of Scape Shift. And I think those are all good bones to wrap our swans around. I have no idea if this concept is going to work. I hope we play against a lot of red decks and not a lot of white decks. Because, like, even just trying to picture putting one swans in play versus Izzet. They have Otawara, they might have Brazen Borrower, but they can't kill this thing. And you only get so many Unholy Heats and Murktide Regents till you have no cards left in your deck. Like, getting 2 swans in play, at some point they won't be able to attack anymore because you just block the 2 Murktides, they draw 16 and they die. I don't know. Maybe I'm not giving that deck enough credit, but I can see some locks here. Hammer as well. Like, Hammer fires in the Inkmoth Nexus, they draw 11, and my flyer is still there. I don't know. We'll see how it shakes out. I can see a lot of fantasy worlds there. I can also see a world where I play Seismic Assault, then I play Swans, and it immediately gets solituded, and I don't play the game. Obviously, we're off the beaten path here, but that's the goal. This is Mike's Unholy Swans. Let's check it out. I'm on the draw in round 1. My hand is great. I'm going to keep it. And I made a last-minute sideboard change, added 2 Brotherhood end. I realized in between when I recorded the deck tech and started a league that damage-based sweepers are just freaking sweet with swans. Made room for 2 of those. So that's a little different than what I just showed you. Opponent's on 6 cards. Sacred Foundry tapped. Okay. I'll play Wooded Foothills and send it. By the way, Magic Online suffered this morning what they're calling a catastrophic crash, whatever that means. I believe everything's back to normal and all my settings are good, but if I skip through a phase or something is the wrong size or whatever, I think my hand is usually bigger than this. It defaulted all of my settings, basically. Mishra's Bauble. Let's go learn a little bit about their deck here. Sacred Foundry go twice is really strange. Fury the Unforgiving. All right, that's big information. Till your next turn, up to 1 target creature attacks a player each combat if able. +1, discard a card, then draw a card. 0, exile target creature or equipment card with mana value less than Nahiri's Loyalty from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of it. Token gains haste and exile it at the next end step. Okay. That's a lot of words on that card. I'm going to shock in Steam Vents, and my plan is to Growth Spiral into Saga. Go nuts here. That's a lot of Sagas. There's a mountain, I expect. Okay, this is not Nahiri. This is Ranger Cap. Sure. Do a Ragavan deck. What's your 1-drop? Okay, Ragavan confirmed. Fair enough. Fury can clean all this up. The turn, Growth Spiral, put in a Saga. Oh, is it time for a Swan? Oh, he can't Swan with Stomping Ground. Tilt. I am enraged. Wait, do I have too much green mana in this deck? Can I even cast Swan? Yeah, I think I might have gone too heavy on green mana between the Boseiju, the Basic Forest, and the Stomping Grounds. I think that's 3rd Stomping Ground should be a 4th Steam Vents. But, I mean, there are blue sources in the deck. We'll figure it out. But that's going to hurt. I'll drop another Saga. I can put a Construct in front of Ragavan. And I can hardcast Fury next turn. If that's where I want to be. Ragavan, cast for normal version. Ranger Cap can attack at 14. In the end step, I will make a Construct. There's a Pyrite Spellbomb in my deck, and a Mishra's Bauble, and a Shadow Spear. Yeah, the mana's not perfect in this deck. I went through a lot of versions of it, like I do with most brew challenges, and ended up in a weird spot here. Yeah, I think I just want to cast Fury this turn. And do I want to redraw or get Shadow Spear going? Target creature attacks player if able. Here he doesn't answer Shadow Spear specifically. We'll grab that card though. I'm going to play one of the Besejus and then summon Fury. Tango. They have 4 toughness in play, and Fury deals 4 damage. They could have cast Nahiri last turn and didn't, so I'm wondering what they're doing with this 3 open mana. Seems like nothing important. I'm going to attack with my Construct. If they have another Iganjo or something, go ahead. Oh, you're an Ephemerate Solitude deck. Fair enough. I don't think they would fire off Solitude here without ephemerating it. They did target Fury. Okay, sure. Got it. Okay, this is cool. I see what's going on. Probably not going to ephemerate again. The last card is Nahiri, which can bring a copy of Ranger Captain or Ragavan into play. Okay. It's paying out here. They went full mana cost, no Phyrexian mana, so it's at the full loyalty. Exile target creature or equipment card. Okay, so you do have to exile the card. You can't just refire every turn. It's a one and done. Giver of Runes? Sure. I'm taking 6 here. A lot of damages. Draw for turn. Another Fury. That can kill the Solitude and hurt the Nahiri. Right, Saga. You're taking another break, buddy. I'll get the Bauble. I want to redraw here. Another Saga. I'll learn about the top of their deck. Oh, they have a Fury. Okay. Hope they don't have a land. Giver of Runes 1 mystery card. They didn't play a land last turn, so I'd be a little surprised if they have one this turn. Get rid of all of that. Bauble found another stomping ground. These swans, these poor swans. I hate when I notice a mistake in deck building in round 1. Yep. Nothing I'm going to be able to do about that for quite some time. Okay, they looted Nahiri into land number 5, so they're going to get to Fury now. There is a Solitude in the graveyard. That's mana value 5. Aggressive iteration. Alrighty. Blue-red. Okay, Unholy Heat. My hand. Wrenn 6 to the bottom. Exile Misty Rainforest. The Misty Rainforest. And I think I can kill the Fury now. And then they can connect with the Ragavan once. At least that way I play around Ephemerate. I can put stuff in front next turn. The next turn they'll have Solitude available. I think I'm just going to pass. I'll take the risk and hope they commit something that's incorrect to the battlefield. They're zeroing to target Ragavan. I am going to fetch shock a Steam Vents here and try to light up this Fury, but also just try to block and set up Swans for next turn. If they have a removal spell, I go to 2. I'm actually going to try to block and set up Unholy Heat to go with my Swans next turn. Got away with the block on Fury. Ragavan connects, but then it's gone. Exile to Steam Vents. Okay. Just got the one I needed. And Pyrite Spellbomb is the last tutorable thing in my deck. Another Saga hits the graveyard without going nuts. Pyrite Spellbomb is pretty good though. I have a mana floating. Another Saga. LFG. Blue, colorless. Stop looking at me, Swan. And things just got weird. I'm gonna pass with Unholy Heat available. They can spam Furies and draw a bunch of cards. Them having Fury and Solitude in their deck is honestly terrifying. Step fetch. They already had 5, so I hope this isn't a Solitude. Okay, here we go. We're into the action part of the game. I can Unholy Heat to draw 6. Or I can kill this Fury. Oh no. This. Another Nahiri. This one arrives on 5 loyalty. That's disappointing. Interesting they didn't want to bring back Giver first. With the first Nahiri. Who am I to judge? Okay. I will roast the Fury. Let my Swans die. And drop the other Swans in front of the backup Fury. Which lets them draw 10 next turn. Oh, this is a mess. Oh, draw a card, or discard a card, draw a card was the play. Okay. Didn't want to exile my Swans. Fervent Champion. Okay. Another target attacking knight you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Okay. Don't care about that. So this is probably an Embercleave deck. All right, moment of truth. Do I want to let them draw 6 or just kill this thing? I gotta just kill this. And I can try to do Swan stuff on my turn. Swan-related activities. This Pirate Spellbomb can take Nahiri below where she can get back Elemental. Or I could just bash. Wrenn in 6. Don't need that now. It's not bad. I can Expressive Iteration and see where that goes. Red, blue. I'm gonna start with that. Endurance. That's actually good. Because their whole plan right now is a Graveyard Engine. They don't want to EI again this turn. I'm also about to obliterate Nahiri. Okay, I actually don't need the Endurance. I'm gonna put EI in hand. I guess I could pitch cast Endurance, losing Wrenn in 6. I could also just cast Endurance now and figure the rest out later. Yeah, that's actually probably the one. Bottom the land, exile Endurance. A Stomping Ground. Cast Endurance. And green colorless. Wipe out this graveyard. This gets in front of Fervent Champion. I can attack Nahiri for 4. I'm at 6 life. But I can completely kill Nahiri with the Spellbomb. Or I could save Spellbomb to pick off Champion. I don't want to get just surprised Embercleave out of this game. I'm going to leave Spellbomb back. That's also my draw 2 on Swans. Another Champion. So they both have haste and they give each other first strike. Guard a card, then draw a card. Oh, that's sick that works when you're Hellbent. Just straight up draw a card in red. Powerful. Speaking of straight up draw a card, this was a good turn. 1 card left in their hand. Are the champions going to come in? Putting me to 4. Does that matter with Shadow Spear on the board? And this Saga is going to die and is actually out of targets. I've gone through all 4 Sagas, tutored up all 4 artifacts, and gotten very little to show for it. Okay. The champions are coming in. I'll block one of them. I'll go to 4. Start gaining life back this turn. Okie dokie. Draw for turn. Float with Saga. I have enough to spend mana on here. I don't need a construct. Nothing to tutor for. The saddest. I equip Shadow Spear to Wands. That gains me the most. Yeah, let's go. And I will attack Nahiri. If they have Iganjo, that's really funny. They get to draw 4. They still lose their thing. Okay, there's still a Ketria Triumph in the deck. I could Wrenn in 6, kill Fervent Champion. I could EI, see where that goes. I think EI is pretty free here. Red, blue. Oh, hell yeah. I'll put Fury in hand for later. Put this Wooded Foothills on the bottom. Exile Unholy Heat. I want to draw 6 cards. Is it time? I think it's time. All right, Swans, here we go. Load me up. More Swans. Gonna get my basic forest out of my deck for Wrenn in 6. I could Wrenn and kill all their creatures and draw another card, or Fury, kill all their creatures and draw another card, pitching a Wrenn. Actually sounds great. Pitch. Fury deals 1, 2, and 1. Clear all your shit and draw a card. A Wrenn in 6. And plussing doesn't matter. I'll deal 1 to them. Okay, that was a fun turn. One has 2 cards in their hand and Seasoned Pyromancer in the graveyard. I'm up to 8. And they've had enough. Okay. Yeah, this looks like a Brotherhood's End matchup. Glad that card's in my deck. Here he cares about the graveyard. I'll bring in Soul Guide Lantern. I don't think this deck can beat Seismic Assault just on the fair and square. I'm gonna leave that in. Might be Growth Spiral that gets the pitch. Endurance is a big old booty. I'm gonna send 2 Growth Spirals. I think EI is better than Growth Spiral. And otherwise, and I didn't actually see an equipment this game, but we saw Fervent Champion, which cares about equipment. Maybe I want Force of Vigor, but I am also just loaded with removal. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it light. Whoops, 61 card special. I didn't board out enough cards. Noticed it as I click submit. All good, let's get them. Yeah, I like this start. Fury just seems great against their deck in general. Unholy Heat. Okay, I can bobble first and then decide if I want to play my Stomping Ground or my Scalding Tarn. Target myself. Aggressive Iteration. Yeah, I'll take that down the road. Play Stomping Ground and pass. I guess if I play Scalding Tarn here, I get to leave up the possibility of Unholy Heat on 2. Hope I don't get smashed here. Okay, they just did nothing. Unpunished by my questionable sequencing. And I'll pass the turn. I can EI next turn to hit my land drop. As long as the land drop is red, I'm still showing Unholy Heat. And I can pitch 2 Furies if they somehow add to their board in that quantity this turn. Just a Plains, so they're going to do something. All right, or am I going to get Blood Mooned? Is that what's happening? I'm not going to lie, I'm not ready for that. Yeah, I'm definitely getting Blood Mooned. 2 basic Plains. I don't have island in the deck. There's only a forest, and Scalding Tarn doesn't fetch it, so I guess we're playing on mono red here. Okay, I'm gonna go to discard. This would have been a good card to bring in Force of Vigor for. I have 1 basic forest and 2 Besejus that can deal with this, or I could just start casting red cards, which also usually works if I can get enough mana. Giant Killer, sweet. I could spend 2 Unholy Heats on this thing. If I go to discard, that gives me 3 creature types. Pitching Fury puts a creature in my graveyard, and I don't have to go to discard. Yeah, I'm going to pitch cast Fury, chucking an Unholy Heat. I still have high hopes for this Brotherhood's End. And I won't have to discard this turn or next turn now. Then Pyromancer. Discarded the Giant Killer. Fervent Champion. I'm going to kill Fervent Champion. Maybe I should have taken my 1 if I draw Brotherhood or land for Brotherhood's End. Real bad. Okay. I'll pass the turn here. Honestly, like, the Blood Moon is slowing me down, but just missing land drops. I think I'm playing 26 lands. 27. Missing land drops in my 27 land deck. I have a handful of red cards that still works. There's Nahiri for full price. Targeting Ranger Cap. I guess I endurance this, pitching Wrenn. I do have Delirium. Means I can kill Nahiri, so I will. Send her away too. Okay, land for Brotherhood's End, and we're stable. Oh my god. I'm going to take the damage. I'm not going to pitch a sweeper to cast a sweeper when I'm 1 mana away and I got life points to work with. So Kenzan. Okay. They're going in on damage here. Brotherhood's End just keeps getting tastier. Oh, I can't draw Urza Saga. Should be more specific. A non-saga land, please. Soul Guide Lantern, you son of a bitch. Alright. Soul Guide Lantern. Exile Kenzan from your graveyard, and then I'll draw a card immediately. Trying to hit this land drop. Got there. I'll take the 6 again. Go to 4. They have 2 cards in their hand. Other Swans, okay. 3 damage to each creature and Planeswalker. And now they can just refire the CZ Peasy immediately. Pressure on. They just main phase this. No respect for Fury. I don't have a red card. They got away with it. If I draw a red card or the other Brotherhood's End, I can play another turn. Alright, you got me. Okay, Cheese by Blood Moon. That's why we win game 1, so we know about this stuff for game 2. Force of Vigor, come on in. I have Wrenn and 6, the 2 Endurances, and 2 Growth Spirals to pitch to this. I think I want more Growth Spirals back in. Just Bobble, not that important. I still have 1 or 4 if I need it. Mostly there to get Delirium. I'm going to cut a Swans, which is hard to cast when I'm not getting Blood Mooned. It's still in the deck. Leave me alone. Expressive Iteration can go as a 1-of. I like Soul Guide Lantern, Shadow Spear, Pirate Spellbomb. I like the removal. Wrenn and 6 is big. And now that I know to fetch my forest, texture of the game can change significantly. Okay, maybe I go 2 EI, 3 Growth Spiral with this configuration. Let's try it. Yeah, keep. I start with Steam Vents, and then I can get Basic, and then we're cooking. Or maybe I just get Ketria Triumph. No, I'll leave the Ketria Triumph in the deck. It's always nice to have things to hit with Wrenn and 6 later. Growth Spiral. Okay. Well, this is awkward, because if I get the Basic, I can Growth Spiral, but that doesn't necessarily cast EI unless I hit another land. I could lock in EI this turn, but then I don't necessarily get the Basic. All right, I'm not going to get cheesed by Blood Moon twice. Growth Spiral in the end step, missed. And go to my turn. Had it the whole time, except that, I didn't. I missed. Okay, now I can just pass the turn. I can Growth Spiral again, and if that doesn't work, I can EI next turn. I'm not worried about Blood Moon here. Oh, now my opponent's turn to miss land drops. Spiral first to keep higher density of lands in my deck. Now I think I do want the Ketria Triumph. I don't want to goof around here. This Basic is already causing problems with my mana base. Let's just cast spells. Blue-red for EI. Do I want 2 lands? I do. Land in hand, bottom, heat, exile, land. Play land. My hand is full of burn and removal already. That's not what I need right now. I can shove Swans next turn. So that probably isn't even good. They're missing land drops and not really doing anything. If I play Swans, they could Fury, Ephemerate Fury, and just be off to the races. And whatever, so can I. It's Swan time. HONK. They go for Solitude Ephemerate, I can just pick it off. So at least they don't get the Solitude body. Oh, here we go. Okay, they're going to draw thousands of cards. All right. Have fun. Fury died. Pitched a Seasoned Pyromancer to the Fury to make that happen. Blood Moon. Okay, no reason to fetch in response here. Blood Moon resolves. They're casting a Solitude. Suppose I'd like to Lightning Bolt in response. I got to draw a bunch of cards, and then Solitude happens. A little Ancestral Recall on the way out. No green card currently to go with this Force of Vigor. All right. Figure it out. Don't think I want to just start dropping Furies, because they are a removal deck. They're an Ephemerate deck. I can be patient and just try to play the control deck here. It's the last Fury that wins, not the first one. Pyromancer. Hold me closer, Pyromancer. Discarded Cauldron Complete and Ragavan. Shadow Spear is a good one. Here's Fury. They could Ephemerate the Seasoned Pyromancer if they have that. I do have an Unholy Heat if I want to stuff that. They probably would, but let's see if they have it, and then I'll make a decision. Those are just gone. Deal. Deciding if I want to sandbag the Shadow Spear or not. I'll run it out there. In hiding that my Fury is bigger is not nothing. It couldn't be big enough to survive this anyway. Okay, now we're just slamming Furies back and forth. Progressive iteration, maybe someday. Here's my Fury. Target your Fury. Equip Shadow Spear. So at least gets it out of traditional bolt range. I have crossed into Delirium. Okay, they started tapping mana, then passed the turn. I suspect they have Solitude. Luckily, there's nothing I can do except attack. Not like my plays change. Yep, there's that. Gain my 4 life. And I continue to be squeezed by the Blood Moon. Haven't found a green card since my first 2 Growth Spirals to go with this Force. I am not going to kill the Solitude right now. Untapping lets them draw Ephemerate or have Ephemerate. They stick in a Hiri here. I got to answer that. Sword of Forge and Frontier. My god. Yep. Gonna have to fight over this thing. Protection from Red and Green, huh? Those are the core colors of my deck. Okay. I will heat up this Solitude in response to the equip. If they Ephemerate... Okay. Didn't Ephemerate. That's good. I didn't want to have to finish the if they Ephemerate sentence. Own Forge Mystic. Okay. Left to get. Cauldron's gone. Sword is here. Other sword. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, cool. 3 to each creature and planeswalker. I didn't want to destroy all artifacts because I like my Shadow Spear. But removing all of the creatures from play is a nice consolation prize. Giant Killer. Okay, I'm going to have to destroy all the weapons this turn. Hope they play out the second one. Just let me get them both. Okay, cool. Sorry, Shadow Spear. You know I love you. And a green card. Hey. Destroy all artifacts with mana value 3 or less. Bye, Shadow Spear. Sucks they got the second sword, because if they didn't, I could have just Force of Vigor the sword and the moon. Let's unlock this expressive iteration here. Don't have a whole lot of time left in this game, but one Fury should get it done. Fetch Stomping Ground tapped, fetch Steam Vents tapped, get him in. Blue red. Okay, Endurance to my hand, Besage you to the bottom, exile Urza Saga, a Saga, it to Soul Guide Lantern, fetching in response again. I think they're just eating up my clock right now, which might be a viable strategy from here. But they're casting spells. Alright, that works. Exile one of these Furies. Endurance can block one of these. It'll block the Giant Killer. I'll clear their graveyard. I don't like putting all their weapons back in for future Stoneforges, but I know they have a Nahiri. Gonna draw a card with Soul Guide Lantern. Emergency meeting. Should have fetched first. I'll fetch now. There's a couple fetchables left. Oh, only one. Alright. Yeah, I actually feel okay in this game, but I'm running out of time to execute it. It's a weird deck to navigate. Getting it up under me here. Let's just draw Unholy Heat and go crazy right now. Second Saga. I'm gonna deploy the Swan. I don't think Swan can actually block here. Can't just give them a bunch of cards. Alright. Can't block anyway. Fury. Okay. You do anything on this board? She loots or rummages. Okay. My Swan has to attack next turn. Sure. I'm just gonna make a construct now and then not block. I'm just trying to get block value. F6'd. I drew a Wrenn in 6. Make a construct. Got an artifact spew beat down here. Get Pyrite Spellbomb, which can kill Fury or whatever this thing is. Solitude. Attack my opponent's life points directly with both of these. 1, 2. A construct before damage for the most possible damage. Leave up Spellbomb in case they try to ephemerate. One card left in their hand. Wrenn in 6. Green. Wrenn in 6, pick up Urza Saga. And make my land drop. Okay, the race is on. Ephemerating in the end step. Okay, I know they can Nahiri this back, but I'm not letting you ephemerate. Okay, I'm just F6 from here. A minute 30 on my clock. Lots of big constructs in play. Unbaked Canyon is a draw. Nahiri can bring back Solitude. Deleting the Swans, okay. My constructs are only 3/3. Wrenn's just going to take one for the team here. No blocks. Not an option. Force of Vigor, huh? Take a construct, tutor up that Spellbomb that's left in my deck. Or, not Spellbomb, Bauble. Whatever this thing is. Thing that there is. Wrenn is going to ping an Elemental. Just fewer blockers. Just have to attack here. Recklessly, wildly. A minute on my clock. Attack opponent with all my creatures. Take a construct before damage. And I'm just going to pass. I'm not going to use my Bauble. Maximum size, let's go. Too big for Fury. They're looting with Nahiri. 47 seconds on my clock. Fervent Champion. Go ahead, put an equipment on it. I got the force. Unfortunately, Saga Trigger is going to eat up a couple seconds. Get myself into combat here. Attack opponent with all creatures. I've passed priority. Yeah! 24 seconds on the clock. And negative 26 life points. That was a rough one, but we did it. On to the next round. If you've ever wanted to learn how to play poker, there's no better way than pokercoaching.com's Master the Fundamentals course, which I'm excited to give all of you for free. This course is separated into 19 short sections that will make sure you understand everything you need to know to play well and beat your friends. The first section is on the rules of the game, then you'll learn about hand ranges, equity, basic strategies, and a whole lot more. By the end of the course, you'll know everything you need to know in order to give you the best chance of success at No Limit Hold'em. Check out the link in the video description to pokercoaching.com/free crash course. On the play in round number 2, I'm going to snap keep this Wrenn in 6 hand. The cool thing is I can fetch Steam Vents because I have my basic forest already, and then I have double blue for Swans lined up. Yeah. Well, they're going to get to draw a card, but I'm also going to kill that thing for free. Steam Vents enter the battlefield tapped. And then I have Wrenn Boseiju active versus Hammer. Not a bad spot. Enjoy your 1 free magic card. The only one you're getting. Damage to your creature. And then Bobble You. Bobble You is the 3rd to last letter in the English alphabet. Or the 4th. Couldn't even deliver that joke right. There's a Saga. Inkmoth Nexus in their hand. Brutal. Oh, alright, alright. We got a tough guy. Okay, spewed off a bunch of stuff to clear Wrenn, which is the correct thing to do, regrettably. I'm going to play Steam Vents tapped and hold up Boseiju. I'm not going to Fury this board. Certainly not going to use EI to do it. There's the Inkmoth we know about. Root is getting in for 1. I'm going to Boseiju the Inkmoth in the end step. I just don't want that to be part of the game. I don't want to think about it. If they panic and activate Saga here, then Fury gets better. If they animate Nexus and protect it with Blacksmith skill, then they don't get to Saga. All right, yep, just did the correct thing. Opponent's doing the correct thing is cheating, objectively. Okay, I have a Lightning Bolt here. The card's pretty good, generally speaking. I could also just Shotgun Steam Vents, hold up Otawara, and stop most death scenarios. I could also Expressive Iteration. I'm going to do that. Wrenn in 6, hello. Okay. Wrenn in 6 to hand. Growth Spiral. Do I want to cast Growth Spiral? Could just Otawara, Growth Spiral, Shotgun Steam Vents. Yeah, that sounds good, actually. Misty to the bottom, Exile Spiral, Otawara. My shields are uncomfortably down right now. Ooh, getting the Seismic Assault into play ever is just insane. Okay, I'm going to pass the turn. Get a 2-2. They get a 3-3, and then I have to do something before it becomes a 4-4. If they make a construct here, it means I'm not getting hammered this turn. Okay. This looks like Pure Steel Paladin. Pure Steel Paladin confirmed. I'm going to bolt the construct in response, because if they don't have Metalcraft, they can't equip anyway. They do have 1 mana floating 5 cards in hand. If they just play a second hammer, they had me anyway. Springleaf Drum. Okay. Now I'm in trouble. Yeah, if I had Furied last turn, just taken my medicine, this wouldn't be happening right now. I can stabilize this board. It's just gonna take some cooperation from my opponent. If they have another Blacksmith skill, I lose. Oh, I don't have a second green source. I need to draw a green source before anything is even possible. Okay. Iteration first. Save me. Second Fury, there is a green source there. Okay, so Fury to hand, Swans to the bottom, exile Misty Rainforest. Play Misty Rainforest. And then red-green Wrenn in 6. Find Boseiju. Plus target Boseiju. And then Fury pitching Seismic Assault. And let's just hope this works. Dealing 2 to Ginger Brute, 2 to Pure Steel. Okay, now they can't Blacksmith skill. You have to go to 2 to make this happen. Seiju the Hammer. You get to search for a land, and then Ginger Brute dies, and here we are. Please don't have another haste creature. I'm ready to Fury plus Boseiju you into the earth, if I can survive this turn. They don't normally have 2 Ginger Brutes. Already dealt with that existential threat. Forest, the only basic land in my deck. Urza's Saga makes mana and enters untapped and pain-free. Saga's the only draw that gets me both Fury and Hold Up Beseiju next turn. If they had a second hammer, they would have killed me last turn. So they would need Sigarda's Aid plus a hammer, both of which they had opportunities to put into play before now and didn't. Uh-oh. Well, that was their draw for the turn. They must not have Aid, or they would have done that first. The second Pure Steel wins it. Or Outfitter, get the fuck out of town. Does this work? No, it doesn't, right? Yeah, because you have to name a target. Yeah, okay. They can equip Hammer to Core Outfitter, but not to Inkmoth Nexus. You were just a little short because Springleaf Drum can't make mana in the window where you need to target something. They can poke me for 1 poison, though. I think damage on Wrenn, sure. Alright, come on. How about that Urza Saga? Or Lightning Bolt? Well, I'm gonna have to chump block with Fury, is how this turn works. And then I'm in trouble for next turn. So I have to return Beseiju now. Got 1 more life than I have. Things would be okay, but instead they're not. Thumping around tapped. And I'll play Fury. Destined for a chump block, big Fury. Not that furious after all. They're working with perfect information. They can get through this, they win. If they can't, they probably still win. Unless I draw another removal spell next turn. Horizon Canopy is the land, 2 cards in hand. Wondering if there was a spot in this game that I took 1 damage I didn't need to, because if I was at 3, I'd be stable right now. But at 2, I'm miles behind. Got a block. Wands of Bryn Argyle, though. That's a draw. You can put that in front of this hammer all day. That'll assist. Stop. Okay. Oh, there's more. Another hammer. Okay. How about a removal spell? All right, Swans. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. All right, Swans, get in there. 1, 2, 4. Big Swan energy. They can plus on Wooded Foothills. Is 1 different than 2? I don't think so. There's my land. The problem is they get to draw 12. What a stupid card. Oh, this is great. Ornithopter. That's fine. It makes Nettlecyst bigger, but otherwise it doesn't change anything. There are 1 card in hand, which is not going to be true for very long. Okay, well, have to block the 12. Because I can't kill that equipment and save the damage. I can kill Nettlecyst and save this damage. Okay, enjoy your 12 cards, opponent. Have fun with those. If I'm not dead now, I don't know what's even happening. If their creature gets too big, I can deck them. That is the Murktide thing that I mentioned before. Okay, Sigarda's Aid. Great. The card's not beatable. There's only 1 hammer left in the deck, though. Okay, Memnite, now 1 is different than 2 life, so I'm not going to crack this fetch land. But that's bad. Ownforge Mystic. Yeah, let's fucking go. Pump them out. I deserve it. So I have to combo off here. I don't even know what that means. I have to, like, draw Unholy Heat, hit my Swans, and rip through my whole deck until I find Seismic Assault and win. Well, in that case, I'm going to fetch. I'm going to put Ketria Triome into play tap. Too late now to plan for a looping endgame. Unholy Heat. Oh my god, I drew Unholy Heat. What did they tutor for? Is it the 4th hammer? It's sort of Fire and Ice, even better. So I better go off right now, huh? Unholy Heat, my Swans. From 1 life, the Hail Mary. Another Swans and a Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt, let's go. Run out of steam here. I need to find a Seismic Assault. Unholy Heat with exactly 3 red left. Seismic Assault. I need you now. Draw 6 to find it. Assault. Oh, Fury. We can keep going. I think I pitched an Assault earlier. Yeah, there's only 1 left in my deck. Fury. Exiling EI. I don't have room for that. Or I have too many Wrenns in my hand. I'll pitch a Wrenn. 4 damage to Swans. I have to find my 1 Seismic Assault without spending any more red mana. Draw 4. No! Bummer. Okay, now I have a grip full of stuff. Does that do anything? I can minus Wrenn on Memnite. I can minus Wrenn on Swans. Take one more draw. Yeah, I think that's the path. I gotta spike this as Seismic Assault. One draw. Let's go. My one draw was land. Okay, so now I have to actually stabilize and win the game against 7 cards in hand, and we know one of them Sword and Fire. Nice. I don't think it can be done. If I play another Swans, what does that do? I don't know. I'm going to draw 6 and probably lose. I'm trying to figure out if there's an out here, and I don't think there is. And Seismic Assault was Omega Lethal if I found it earlier. There it is, you stupid jerk. Oh, Shadow Spear is a card I have in my deck. Okay. On the line, I hope. Equip Swans with Shadow Spear. Gain enough life. Oh no, I just played a land. Come on, man. 1, 2. Okay, I didn't have enough mana. Yeah, if I found the Shadow Spear or the Assault earlier, the game is actually playable. But my Swans. And now do I just pass with lifelink available? That's not enough. It might be. Okay. I'm gonna bobble them. Guard is 8 in hand. Okay. And I guess I will go to cleanup. Hang out with this Heat in my hand and a 5/4 lifelink. What a disaster that was. Here's Sword of Fire and Ice. Where would you like to put it? Onto that Ornithopter. Well, oh yeah, I can't beat this anyway. They just re-equip. That was so close. My life is pain. Okay, Brotherhood's End and Force of Vigor come in. Chalice on 0 affects them a little bit. Chalice on 1 affects them a lot. Also affects me a lot. Back off of EI, Growth Spiral, Spell Bomb, and one of the Endurances. I don't think I'll need to loot my whole deck twice to beat this opponent. Just need to be alive. I am a deck full of removal. Alright, let's go. Yeah, trying to figure out if I could have been at 1 more life on that critical turn where the core outfitter was too big, or could I have had 1 more red source in play earlier in the game? That basic forest hurt a lot. And the Ottawa hurt as well. They were both in play that game. Yeah. Alright. Not going to dwell on it. Just win the rest of them. Okay, Fury and Lightning Bolt are a good start. I'll keep this Misty Rainforest is not going to fetch basic. Esper Sentinel, okay. I'm just going to get Ketria Triome and not plan for a long game where I'm looping that with Wrenn. Plus I have the Forgotten Cave, so I can still do it. Force of Vigor, you don't say. That's the best use of endurance I'm going to get all day. Oh, I should have bolted before I passed the turn. Now Blacksmith skill is live. Don't like that. I can respond to this Saga trigger with a Force. That's hard to say no to. I'll pay for Esper Sentinel. And if they try to protect Sentinel, I'll bolt it. They could have pumped Sentinel before I had to pay and definitely drawn a card. Not interested in that line, apparently. Just clear this shit out. That was a big exchange early on. Let's see if I can actually recoup from it. Who does better here? Oh shit, they were targeting the Saga the whole time? Oh god. I just threw away a Lightning Bolt. Talking shit, getting hit. That's my brand. Okay, I am almost certainly losing this game now. With Lightning Bolt in my hand, everything's different, but I just discarded that card for fun. Aggressive Iteration. Okay, I'm just going to put Pyrite Spellbomb into play. Okay, they're responding now to play around Pithing Needle, which I don't have, but I do have 2 Furies in my hand. Okay, cool. Brotherhood's End in my hand. Exile Swans. Lightning Bolt on the bottom, Exile Swans. This did not go where I wanted it to, obviously. I'll pitch Fury to Fury and kill all their creatures. This turn would be easier with a Lightning Bolt in my hand. Fuck my life. And attacking. Making a creature. Thing Needle can name Spellbomb or name Seismic Assault, I guess. Or it's Spellbomb, okay. Card is just in play now. Temur is also in play now. I hit the land. I think maybe I don't know. If they pure steal and win, you got me. If I can get anything else into play before I have to Brotherhood's End, that's good. And get this Saga to commit something else by chumping this turn. But I am dead to Pure Steel Paladin right now. I'll block. I'm gonna fetch a Steam Vents here. Sick if I could get Swans into play in the middle. Oh, you stupid asshole. Forgotten Cave. Okay, how much damage do I take from just Constructs next turn? It's 3, 4, 5, 6 times 2, 12. Yeah, I think I just have to destroy all artifacts now. But then the coast is clear for next turn. They can have hammers anyway. Alright, I'm just gonna let them play. I think I have to take a big risk to win this game. I'll let them play around Lightning Bolt, or choose not to, and just beat me, or hope they don't have Pure Steel Paladin. That's also viable. They just floated mana, did not make a construct this time. That's bad. Springleaf Drum, okay. Animating Ink Moth. And Pure Steel Paladin. Okay, I'm dead. Yeah, this game with one Lightning Bolt in my hand is completely different because I'm protected here. I untap. I just punted. I did not pay enough attention to where the blacksmith skill was going and lost the game for it. GG, on to the next one. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and every other format you'll see on this channel. They have multiple customizations so you can view your deck how you want. Text view, stacks, grid, custom grouping by type, subtype, color, light mode, dark mode. However you want to see your deck, they can provide it for you. My favorite feature is you can choose your set printing, make the deck look exactly how you want it to. The deck screen features expandable sections that show you what tokens your deck makes, your recent change history to the deck, stats about mana curve and opening hand distribution, mana cost distribution. You can deal out sample hands and even play test the deck. Island Ponder. You know I'm keeping this one. This site has everything. Follow me on Moxfield.com to keep up with decks I'm playing for the channel and what I'm up to in paper. I'll see you there. I'm on the play in round number 3. I'm going to keep Bauble plus Cave. Gets all sorts of stuff going. I'm going to Bauble myself, decide if I like it. Steam Vents on top. I don't need more of that. I'm going to fetch for a Steam Vents untapped, because my plan is to also cycle Forgotten Cave this turn. And I look like Murktide right now. Just very clearly, is it Murktide? Breeding Pool. And Oath of Nissa. Ooh, this will be fun. My opponent just said in the chat, let me drag it onto the screen so you believe me, because I just commented on it. Holy shit, 6 Murktide in a row. How long will be the streak? Narset's pretty good against my Swan deck. They just said, oh. Yeah, settle down. Don't worry about it. The Lightning Bolt I found is a good answer to Narset. Another Oath. Green Ponder over there. Island Ponder for my opponent. Jealous. Giator's Proving Ground. I wonder if this is a cat deck. Like Felidar, whatever. With Saheeli. See how it deals with Rug Urza Saga, which is apparently the deck I'm playing. Okay, they could drop the Narset and let Saga chew it up. They could also just not do that instead. Something different. Narset it is. See where this is going. I love this mana base. Experimental Augury. Oh, it's a Proliferate deck. That's fun. Super friends with Proliferate cards. You know, Doomwake was doing some Proliferate stuff in Pioneer earlier today. Times. I'm gonna kill Narset. Obviously. And I'm gonna grab Pyrite Spellbomb and invest in the future of destroying other Narsets or other Planeswalkers. And I'll keep the Saga beats coming. Funny thing about Proliferate, they could advance my Saga. Like, if they Proliferate this turn, send Saga straight to Chapter 3, or straight to chapter 2, then that's a whole turn I don't get to make constructs. And then Saga just dies on my next turn. I get to search faster, but I don't get construct out of it. I hope they Blood Moon me here. Just jam it. Karth the Lion. Okay, when this enters the battlefield or dies, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, put a Planeswalker among them into your hand, and Planeswalker abilities you activate cost an additional +1. Got it. Yep, normal stuff. Totally normal Magic the Gathering being played here. Your deck rules. I'm just goofing. I think the basic forest is fine here. Gonna make my attacks, make sure this doesn't have any other words on it. Nope, no Death Touch. I am gonna fetch for the basic and make a construct before blocks, or before damage, after blocks. Opponent's at 6. Vraska's coming down this turn. She activates for cheaper. Oh, what's happening? Why are we just passing? Is there a sweeper in the deck? Oh, Wandering Emperor has flash. Could be the reason we're passing. Opponent's at 5. That's Pirate's Bubble and plus Bolt. Yeah, you better do this now. They realized what's happening. Okay, go to 7. And I will go to my turn and do the surprise burn thing, I hope. Big constructs. Get Mishra's Bauble. And unless they have like Fatal Push, this is a lethal attack. Attack my opponent with all creatures. It's lethal on board, don't even have to show them the bolt. Ah, Leyline Binding, good one. Okay. My Leyline's getting binded, which means Karth survives. I lose construct no matter what here. No, I can bolt Karth and then Spellbomb Wandering Emperor next turn. Then I don't lose my construct. Then shock in Steam Vents. Lightning Bolt Karth. You get to tutor another. Here's the battlefield. Or a Planeswalker you control dies. Okay, got it. Never mind. I thought it was when Karth died this happened. Alright, I'm gonna destroy Wandering Emperor. Or deal 2 damage to it. I'll see what they come up with this turn and decide if I want to bobble or have larger creatures. Vraska. That can sacrifice Leyline Binding and draw a card. For a target permanent. I know they have Augury as well. Okay. I'd rather have a larger creature right now than a card in my hand. Attack my opponent. Got the Chump Block. Ottawa in my hand looks good. Caw! Swan time. Let's go. I'm likely to bobble at this point, because just getting a Fury or an Unholy Heat gets Swans ripping. Vraska can't kill this. It's a 4-drop. Sacred Foundry. Shocked it in. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a lot of mana for stuff. Eternal Wanderer. Exile up to 1 target artifact or creature. For each player, choose a creature that player controls. Each player sacrifices all creatures. Well, not chosen this way. Shit. This construct is now a liability. Yeah, the Eternal Wanderer just casting Tragic Arrogance when it arrives. Like, in fact, tragic. I can't Ottawa my construct in response or anything. And sack their Leyline Binding basically for free and draw an extra card. I'm gonna bobble myself. 1 damage kills the Wanderer here, the same as 2 does. Do I want Wrenn in 6? Yeah, Urza Saga's in my graveyard. Draw. Wrenn. Seismic Assault. Hello. I'll start with an attack on the Eternal Wanderer, who is at 1. Then 1, 2, 3. Seismic Assault. Kill Vraska. Pew pew. And I gotta get a red source here. I'll get my Steam Vents and take the damage. And Wrenn in 6. Bring back Urza Saga, and I still have my land drop. And then I have a surprise 4 damage in my hand still. It was good they killed my swans, or else they probably would have died there. Okay. Oh, wait. Was my Seismic Assault lethal? I put 4 damage, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I just had 9 burn points in my hand and went after the Planeswalker. I got so excited. Even I could have killed the Planeswalker and still killed them with the burn that's in my hand. This is preposterous. Augury can juice up to Fairy. All right, I'm gonna let this happen. Yep. Oh, they did the thing. They upped my Urza Saga, which is the thing that I said before. That's cool. Okay, and they plus to Fairy, which means they're dead to Seismic Assault plus Wrenn activation. They don't know that, though. They probably assume that they're not dead because I didn't do it. Preposterous. They get to untap 2. They have a Leyline Binding. Have Boseiju for that. All good. I want my Seismic Assault. Okay. Seismic Assault is gone now. Temporarily. Aggressive Iteration. I'll make a Construct. And tutor up Shadow Spear. And... okay. Oh, good. I never had to reveal that I had lethal the whole time. That was bad. Okay. Subtlety looks good against this Planeswalker deck. Brotherhood's End deals 3 damage to all Planeswalkers. Fun. Mystical Dispute. We saw enough things to target with that. Yeah, I don't know about Growth Spiral here. And slow this down a little bit. Shrews Bauble, whatever. Yeah, this is the first match of this league that I don't need green cards to pitch stuff. Which means I can probably get rid of an Endurance as well. Why did I just board out all these cards? What am I making room for? I could get the Brotherhood's Ends in. Dealing 3 to all Planeswalkers is not irrelevant. My deck doesn't have a whole lot of creatures in it. Unholy Heat, Lightning Bolt, Fury, Seismic Assault, all hit Planeswalkers as well. I think having 2 Growth Spirals back in will be better than Brotherhood's End. Okay, yeah, I'll do this. Just got excited, hacking cards out of the deck I didn't need to hack out. Remember that time I did like 9 damage to Planeswalkers when my opponent was at 5? We're not going to talk about that. I got a 4 of a kind this game, though. After Mulligan. Okay, this hand deploys Wrenn. That means it's good. I'm going to bottom Swans. I'm not ready for that. Got a Breeding Pool. And the Oath. The key card to the deck, Oath of Nissa. I wasn't really paying attention. I don't know if they could have cast their spells last game without it. They probably could. They had a lot of triumphs and stuff around. Growth Spiral. It's just getting better. I was temporarily disappointed that my Wrenn 6 would step on my Urza Saga, but now I can spiral up the Saga. Also bolt the bird. I've heard that's a good thing to do in Magic. Get Steam Vents here. Bolt the bird. Also could have Wrenned the bird, but I don't think I'm going to Wrenn this turn after all. I'm going to play Boseiju and then Growth Spiral into Urza Saga. Another Oath. This can hit lands if they need those. Found a Karth. Did not need the land, it seems. They did Shock in Sacred Foundry this turn. Is that true? Oh no, that was last turn. They fetched for Sacred Foundry. That was the movement my eye caught. Urza Saga into play. Bummer about this Subtlety. Hope I draw a blue source and I can just leave it up. Yeah. Subtlety. Use target creature or planeswalker spell. Yep. Just gonna shock in my Steam Vents and pass the turn. Wrenn can wait. This is too good. If they play a thing, I delete it. If they don't, I just go with Saga. But we know they have Karth at the very least. Likely to deploy that one. Karth the Lion. You like that on the top or the bottom of your deck? Put it on top. Okay, we'll see that one again. Draw for turn. Another Subtlety. Don't mind if I do. Tempo game. Here it comes. No constructs this time. Do I want Shadow Spear, Pyrite Spellbomb? Bauble gives me Delirium and a redraw. I think I want Shadow Spear. I'm doing the tempo thing. Let's do it. Another Saga. And I could let them have Karth this turn and then just Subtlety tempo out over the rest of the game. I'm going to do that. If I was going to do this, I shouldn't have played the Saga from my hand. Should have played Wrenn, picked up the Saga, and played that one. Whatever, you know I have a Saga in my hand. Okay, I can pitch cast Subtlety if they just pivot onto the Wandering Emperor or whatever that one is, the Eternal Wanderer, which I don't care about because I only have one creature. All right, Subtlety is dead. Drowned in Ichor. They can accelerate my Saga. Like they are doing that. Don't mind it one bit. Line Binding, sure. This can wipe out Wrenn. That makes accelerating the Saga a little worse for me. Swans, uh-oh. Well, why we're here. Grab Pyrite Spellbomb. Play the Saga from hand that they know about. And go to Swan Town. Honk. No! No damage, no nothing. Just dead. And they're once again spending a turn not playing this Karth. Once again ramping up my Urza Saga. I'm gonna draw with Pyrite Spellbomb this turn. Starting to run out of gas here. Forgotten Cave is a land, kinda. Fury. Okay, well, I can't Subtlety with what I have anyway. I can EI if I don't make a construct. Guess I'm not making a construct once again. What a delivery these sagas have been. Iteration, I still have my land drop. Cool. Iteration to hand. Do I want to keep going on sagas? They haven't been good so far. No. I'm going to bottom this saga and exile this Misty Rainforest, play that. And then I will get some card selection for myself. The Seismic Assault on top of my deck. Do I want that? I don't think so, unfortunately. It does pitch to Fury. Okay, yeah, I'll keep it. I'm gonna have to deal with this Karth, the Lion. They haven't played a land in a long time. And we know Karth is one of the cards in hand. They drew land this turn. So they're likely to drop Karth here. I can Fury that out and figure out whatever is going on with the Planeswalkers that follow. Here he is. Wow, they whiffed. That seems unlikely, but I'll take it. Gonna fetch for Stomping Ground and cycle the Forgotten Caves. Endurance. That one's not great here. Untap land. There. I think Fury is better as Fury than Otawara is as Otawara. Put that in my quote book. Oh, this creature has 5 toughness. God damn it. Why am I the worst at everything? Okay, let's hope I'm not dead. I can pitch EI. Yeah, Fury kills everything, right? That's the whole point of Fury. I can Subtlety if they do something that needs to be answered right now. Otherwise, I can figure it out with my 4/4 double strike trample lifelink. Leyline Binding. That one I cannot stop. That leaves them with 1 card in hand. What are they doing over there? Opponent could ask the same question of me, and they'd be totally right to do it. What am I doing over here? What are any of us doing? Existential problems. Okay, Wrenn can pick up a Saga, go back into that, and hold up Subtlety. I like that better than I like EI. Red-green, plus target Urza Saga. Take my land drop. Okay, I can cast Subtlety this turn. Wrenn can't be killed in combat this turn by what they have on board. And then I can start doing Forgotten Cave stuff. Alright, another Leyline Binding. Wrenn did its job. There is another Boseiju in my deck somewhere that if I draw, it frees 1 Wrenn. That Wrenn picks up the Boseiju, then I free Fury, and then we're just going nuts. We're not there yet, though. Saga ticks up. Mystical Dispute, not bad. I can EI here and still hold up Subtlety. Growth Spiral to hand. End to the bottom, exile land, play land, and pass the turn. I'm going to need this Shadow Spear to get me back in this. I feel good on cards and resources, but damn it, 10 life, that's about to be 7. Narset. Wow, they're at the perfect number. Oh, no, Birds of Paradise is in play. Birds of Paradise is in play. Almost got me. I think I want a Subtlety. They're spinning their wheels over there. Let's leave them that way. Scoop some life points. Put Narset on top. I'm out of fetchable artifacts. Gonna get a Stomping Ground this time. I have my Ottawara in play. Blue sources are pretty well covered. Forest. Okay, 1, 2, make a construct. Tutor for nothing. Correct. Play my land. Whip Subtlety. And begin the race back. Okay, so if they Narset into another Planeswalker this turn, this creature has Trample. This is not a good block. Okay, I'll Trample over the bird. That also puts Narset into Mystical Dispute range. Okay, all right. I gotta learn to leave my opponents alone. Yeah, I'm gonna let them kill this. They knew about the Trample. They were trying to turn on this Fatal Push, but that still costs them the Narset that I get to Mystical Dispute now, and I get to Growth Spiral this turn. And Shadow Spear's online. I don't think they can attack anymore. Nope. Step Growth Spiral. Oh, Saga's good. I was gonna say if I draw a land, I might not even play it because of Assault, but Saga changes the everything. And Growth Spiral in a Saga deck might be my new kink. All right, load this up. It can become a 4/4 at will. 1, 2, 3. Deploy Seismic Assault. Let you know you're in trouble. Attack with my construct. No blocks. Gonna gas up. Okay, opponent goes to 4. Oh, I cannot kill them. They said that was a misclick and they meant to block, but I would have killed Karth and they take trample damage anyway. All right, I mean, that was a good draw. I just need to draw any land now and kill them though. All right, deck. Well, no reason to make another Saga. Oh, Swans. Let's go to Swan Town. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Swans. Okay, let's see if I can do Swan stuff. Okay, there's the Inert Explosives. That's all good. Second main. Oh, I clicked on the land instead of the Seismic Assault. Oh my god, this has been a comedy of disaster. Yeah, I need to click on Seismic Assault before I click on the land to discard. I just shortcutted it in a way that does not work. They're still dead on board. Oh my god. Just draw a Planeswalker that kills Swans, please. Put me out of my misery. Ugh. Okay. They did draw Fatal Push, but they could have attacked, run 3 cards, Fatal Push Swans. Not interested in that line, I guess. I guess that assumes I block. But yeah, I'm not in any position to critique anything. There was one just hilarious miss in game 1 and then a misclick in game 2. So GG's, on to the next one.
You come here to level up at Magic. To level up as a software engineer, check out the new YouTube series Dev Better, hosted by the founder of 7 Factor Software and Magic player Jeremy Duvall. 7 Factor's small teams of high-performing engineers build custom mobile apps, APIs, and highly scalable systems for Fortune 500 companies and ambitious startups with great ideas. If you'd like to hire 7 Factor, or maybe join their team, contact them through their website at 7factor.io. And don't forget to subscribe to 7 Factor's YouTube for every episode of Dev Better.
Okay, I took a little walk outside, got the mail, got some fresh air, hopefully cleared my head after that Seismic Assault business last round and the Lightning Bolt the round before. Let's tighten up. Anyway, on the draw for round 4. This hand is good. I'm in. Turn 3 Swans of BoshNRoll. Snap it off. Seiju and Amulet. Okay, playing against Amulet. I didn't end up putting any dress downs in my list, which was something I considered. Amulet is the talk of the town right now, thanks to... Right. Just going to get turn 2'd. Thanks to Mycosynth Gardens. Yeah, cool new card for a deck that was already good. Can only mean good things for our healthy metagame here. Arboreal Grazer. And yeah, just getting turn 2'd here. Awesome. Part of the Twitter discourse the last couple days has been a lot of clout farming of people posting turn 2 wins with Amulet, and then all the Amulet experts are like, everyone settle down, this doesn't happen that often, not a big deal. And here we are, facing it down. Okay, they went with Saga instead of anything else. Valeria West. Okay. They didn't have the prime time, or this would have been a turn 2. They're just going to set up a turn 3 instead. Got it. Understood. I'm going to have to use this Boseiju to shut the door. Etria Triome. Balding Tarn, and I'm just going to pass. My plan here is to Boseiju the Simic Growth Chamber on arrival. And then they don't get 4 mana out of it. They have 3 mana this turn instead of 6. And I hope they packed first, and then they're on the hook for that, but there's not really a good reason to do that. At least not one I can think of, but I'm not a amulet player. Okay, or they can just wait and do it another time. Go into Saga Town instead. I mean, they're in a good spot to go to Saga Town. Got a bunch of artifacts in play already. Crank out a 3/3 construct. Have the Fury. I'm also going to Growth Spiral this turn. Really need to hit a land, though. I can't spend Boseiju on this. Get Steam Vents. And Growth Spiral. Please find a land. Spiral. We got there. Okay, always had it. And I'll fetch in the end step for a Stomping Ground. That actually went well because I held up mana and they played around Boseiju, and then I did something that wasn't Boseiju. Now I'm going to EI. Red, blue. Okay, that's actually awesome. Wrenn to my hand. Bottom of Fury. Exile of Fury. Because this looks like I didn't have an answer and just kind of scuttling around trying to figure my life out. But I'm actually in pretty good shape. At least pick off this construct. And I'll shock in Steam Vents. They've seen Growth Spiral now. This isn't necessarily telegraphing Boseiju. So they've taken their time, gotten this far. They can get another amulet this turn if they want. We'll see where this goes. Just floating. They could get Pithing Needle, name Boseiju, and then just go off unimpeded. Oh yeah, the trips amulets. Boseijuing doesn't actually even stop the prime time now because, oh wait, this land doesn't come into play tapped. Okay, cool. It does stop a prime time. They will end up with 4 mana here and then have to bounce a land. Or they could get Breeding Pool, decline to pay the 2, and then just untap it 3 times. Yeah, that's the line. Yep, okay. Got me. Does this work? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is exactly 6. God, Amulet's so good. Now they have to bounce a land. Oh, they didn't float. Did they just misclick? They needed to float off that to get to 6. They've already used their land drop for the turn. Wow. That's bad for them. Great for me. Okay, we don't deserve it, but we're here. Otawara can clear a Primeval Titan. Boseiju. Yeah, I think I just put Boseiju in my hand here. Red, green. Got Boseiju. And I think I gotta give up on Otawara here if I want to move my game plan forward. Got some Furies next turn. I think they only play 1 Breeding Pool. Now they know I have Boseiju. Okay, they just don't have a Needle. And they don't seem to have a backup plan either. I can Boseiju this construct in combat, and then even if they do have another Breeding Pool or Triome, they can't use that mana for prime time right now. Summoner's Pact and whatever land they picked up last turn. I forget what it was. Oh, Boseiju. Summoner's Pact and Boseiju are 2 of the known cards in their hand. Okay. Borrowed time, but I'm not too proud. Blue, red, expressive iteration. Team Vents to my hand. Forest to the bottom. Exile Saga. Now we've got a win condition. Time to take over, squad. Pick up Boseiju. And pass the turn. I can zap in Endurance in the end step to start pressuring. I'm not using this mana for anything else. Unless they make me answer a million. Okay. I think what I just have to do is always zap whatever land they play. They can get up to 4 here, but not 6, unless there's another Breeding Pool. Yeah, there's not. Okay. I didn't think so. They had their shot at that trick and misclicked. Sagering my Saga, okay. Would like to use the ability for a Stomping Ground. Or I could get the Forest here. Yeah, Forest is fine. Then I get to Endurance. And I could do it with Stomping Ground too, but I'd have to shock it in. Which doesn't really matter in this matchup. If the primetime resolves, I'm dead. I'm gonna loop nothing. Leave their graveyard where it is. Leave my graveyard where it is. Plus, pick up a Seiju. Start attacking. Didn't block. I can play Swans and still Beseiju this turn. Swans. Honk. Okay. My opponent knows I'm weird now. If they didn't already. I can zap any ETB tapped land. All right, wow. That misclick and then the Beseiju lock, and they just couldn't get to 6 mana with 4 amulets in play. Yikes. Subtlety, big game against Primeval Titan, especially if they commit a act to go get it. Force of Vigor, Subtlety, all good. Chalice can shut down the Pact if I care about that. I don't think Pyrite Spellbomb is part of this matchup. Mishra's Bauble helps get Delirium, which is actually really important. Unholy Heat is a big deal. Endurance doesn't matter. That's currently 5 in, 3 out. I want my combo kill. I want my Swans. I want my Assaults. Wrenn was the all-star there. I like Growth Spiral. I get to leave up a Seiju and then do something if I do. If I don't end up doing anything. Looks like the bolts just line up the cleanest here. They don't do a lot against what Amulet does. Yeah, I'm not going to make room for the chalices. Let's do it. Okay, this hand needs both blue and red mana, but I am going to keep it. I've got Beseiju. I'm all in. I'm all to 6. And starting on Urza Saga, that might be great for me. Oh, no, had an amulet in hand anyway. Oh, speaking of great for me, Wooded Foothills. Get the Ketria Triome and let's go crazy. Again, this is a matchup where I'm not planning to have extremely long games. Oh, doing this again? Okay. This is 4 mana. Picks up one of the lands. Do you have the Primeval Titan this time? Oh god. Just getting turn 2'd for real? Yeah, sure looks like it. Okay. Oh, Cultivator Colossus. I mean, I'm not happy about this either, but it's better than Primetime. Maybe. It at least introduces a interesting level of variance that Primetime doesn't. Primetime, I'm just dead. This, I'm probably dead. Look at all these triggers. Yeah, Lightning Bolt in response to this thing's trigger would have killed it, but I don't have that. Yeah, the ship has sailed. This is now worse than Primeval Titan. Okay, so they get to untap all these land hundreds of times. They pick up the Teleria West, transmute for a pact, get a Primetime. I'm good. I don't need to see all this. Okay, the Amulet Lobby on Twitter out here saying turn 2s don't happen that often. My opponent misclicked through one and then got me with the other. That's my experience in this round so far. Maybe I should Shadow Spear for Lightning Bolt. Give myself a chance to kill a Cultivator Colossus before it goes crazy. I don't think Shadow Spear matters. Baubles are just there for Delirium. In Brotherhood's End, if I find myself in any sort of mid-game, could mop up any number of amulets and construct tokens. Fury might be medium. I actually think Seismic Assault is better than Fury. Just give myself the out to win. Okay, I'm going to keep this hand. Gotta find a green card at some point. But a lot of the correct pieces are in place here. Drawing Boros Garrison. Mr. Garrison. Alright, found a green card. We're in business. Saga. I hope they play Amulet again. Give me 2 targets. Alright. Suffering from success over there. And I'll play Scalding Tarn and pass. I hope that shuts them down for a while. This is where they go Saga Amulet and just go another round. There of the Hydra go. Kill. I'm gonna fetch in my end step for a Steam Vents. And maybe, ooh, found some action. I'm gonna play this Seismic Assault. Swans, let's go. We're Swans away from party time. If I can just keep 3 lands in my hand, Primetime isn't a problem. If they cultivate Colossus this turn somehow, I can just poke it. Alright, floor's really good. Grinding the fairway here. They can play the Boros Garrison at the least. They have a Growth Chamber instead. They picked up the Lair instead of the Forest. That's interesting. The lair comes into play tapped. The forest is not. Not an amulet player here, but I don't get it. Otawara can keep me alive for a turn. Okay, there's an amulet. Not happy about it. Oh, you just had several of these ready to go. Got it. Opponent can go up to 5 mana this turn. They just untapped their Rot Farm and picked up 2 lands. Okay. Not what I thought was going to happen. I want another Steam Vents here. I'll have to draw Subtlety right now. Boseiju, I'm not mad about that. Boseiju can splat Growth Chamber right now while it doesn't untap a bunch of stuff. Or I could wait until their turn. But then they'll end up at 6 mana anyway. Maybe I should just be Ottawaring. I could Boseiju an Amulet, but then they still end up on 6. Yeah, I think I just pass. I don't like any part of this. Had a really good start and then just sort of shat out. And I am not delirious. They're going to have to pick up a bounce land with this bounce land trigger. Boros Garrison itself, sure. Summoner's Pact. Okay. Primeval Titan. Primeval Titan resolves. I'm probably going to have to let them go into combat, then bounce it if they do the whole haste thing. The Garrison's in their hand, but they are floating red-white, which is, I think, enough to get it off the ground. They are responsible for a pact next turn. If they mess up this prime time, if they get too greedy, no, I don't think there's a Boseiju line that can't pay for pact. Because if I Boseiju one of the green sources, they replace it with 1. Yeah, that's not a thing. Saga and Slayer Stronghold, they are going for the second attack here. I'm going to let them commit to it. Loading a bunch of mana with Urza Saga. East Vigilance. Beginning of combat, Ottawara this thing. We can just do all this again next turn. Through my own Saga, so we are able to play the game at least. I think I should Boseiju now. That forces them to... They have to pay for the pact anyway. If they pay for pact, I know they have Boros Garrison and trying to decide if I should drop Fury this turn or if they're just going to unload on me again next turn. All the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. You just pay with these. And then any green bounce land gets them prime time on the stack again. Okay, I am going to destroy the Seismic Growth Chamber right now. That at least taps 1 more land, and then a single bounce land doesn't get them out of it. Basic Forest was recovered. And pay, unfortunately. I need a sorcery in my graveyard. Alright, well, I was right to Boseiju. They have 5 mana now instead of 6. Looks like they might have it anyway. Yeah, okay, they had Arboreal Grazer. They're fine. Alright. Well, I tried. I mean, the Boros Garrison is in their hand, and the Slayer Stronghold is tapped in play. I guess they could have a second haste land. Otherwise, I can try to rip a sorcery and Unholy Heat primetime. All right, this one's in. You got it. Let's see what's left in the deck to tutor for. I'm sure there's some secondary line here. Okay, yeah, Vesuva just copies Slayer Stronghold, and they're good. All right. And they had exactly 1 red floating because they had Gruul Turf specifically as the land that made... Yeah, this deck is so sweet. All right, I'm going to let the Primeval Titan attack, and I'll see what they get. If they have the double strike land, if they don't have the double strike land, if they can make the double strike. Like, maybe they have it but can't use it. I'll give myself a chance to draw the out to primetime here. So Urza Saga plus Slayer Stronghold is enough to kill me. Yeah, they do have the double strike land. They do have another red source, and they have an untapped. Got me. Oof. Great start. Fell apart. That's the Amulet life. On to the final round. For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop, and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. On the draw for the final round. The hand's great. I'm in. Positive record on the line here. A Flooded Strand, Steam Vent Strategy, Dragon's Rage Channeler. There it is. My deck has nothing if not a lot of removal. I'm gonna bobble myself. Wrenn and 6. I don't need another one of those, probably. I'm gonna fetch for Steam Vents and heat this creature right now before it does anything. Other than the Wooded Foothills, I'm also showing Is It Murktide right now. Okay, there's this jerk. Spell Pierce is a blowout, but if they don't have exactly that, they're in trouble. And I'm jamming. Ciao. Don't pierce me. Don't you do it. We're in there. Minus on DRC. They could bolt Wrenn in response, try to spike Delirium for the complete blowout. Gotta hope they miss. Yeah, I need the top card to not be a sorcery or artifact. Okay, looks like we're getting away with the trade. I'll take that. That was a 2-for-1 all day. If they jam Murktide right now, it's there. Ledger Shredder, okay. Yeah, the modern builds of Is It Murktide have played a shockingly small number of Murktides lately. The namesake of the deck. They're not actually that interested. They do the Ledger Shredder stuff. Compared to the Legacy decks where Murktide is the whole reason to even do anything. Tap their card on top. Seismic Assault. Okay, I mean, I can just try to Swan and go off next turn. I think I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to resolve Seismic Assault now. And I have the mana to Swan next turn. And the engine's online. If they go for Murktide here, I am ready with something. Dashing Ragavan. Boring. Ragavan gets to hit. Took from me an Endurance. Not a card you can play. It's not a card I wanted. That's perfect. 2 mana up, 2 cards in hand that aren't Ragavan. These don't have Counterspell. Alright. I will play Boseiju and cast Swans. Hail Mary. Swans are in. I will deal 2 to it. Hit 2 lands right away. A red card sets me into space. 2 lands again. I'm keeping an eye on my opponent's life total this time, which is a relevant aspect of this game, believe it or not. I'm gonna pitch cast Fury and try to gas up. They get to loot with Shredder. Discarded their rag. They're correctly identified that's not part of this game anymore. 4 damage to Swans, my Murktide Regent. And another Fury gets to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 2 more lands to win. 4 damage to Swans. Hallelujah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good, clean living. Starting to come for your life total. And that's that. We got a Swans win. Genuine Swan combo. Okay, now we got to beat Murktide. They have Blood Moons. They have a lot of 1-drops. But my removal and my Swan action is also 1-drops. I do like Subtlety and Mystical Dispute against this deck. Endurance is great. I actually just like all my cards already. 64 cards, submit. Can't actually do that. Growth Spiral, probably on the medium side here. Could respect Blood Moon by just fetching my basic and knowing where my Boseijus are. Then be a red deck. Yeah, I think my Growth Spirals are coming out. I don't need to pitch cast Endurance in this matchup, and I didn't bring in the forces. Endurance can just be cast fair and square when I find it. And other than that, here's my stuff. Flusterstorm, last remaining maybe. And I think it's a no. Yeah, I'm just going to rock with what I got. Okay, I am, of course, on the draw in game 2. And Unholy Heat, Saga, Endurance. I'm going to have the Boseiju. I can fetch the basic. I'm set against Blood Moon. I can answer a turn 1 rag. I can present a threat under counterspells. I like all of this. I'm going to lead on it. I should have led on Wooded Foothills. I decided to lead on Scalding Tarn because I'm not going to... They can't Blood Moon on turn 2 anyway, and my first fetch has to be for a duel. But if I play Urza Saga next turn, I get obliterated by Blood Moon. Okay, I am going to fetch for the Triome here. I would like to get my green sources under me. because endurance is going to be part of the game. Oh, I get to do this again? Okay. Please don't have the Spell Pierce this time. They're even less likely to get Delirium now than they were last game. Spell Pierce, massive blowout. They don't have it. Ka-chow. Okay, they're still going to bolt my Wrenn and finish it off. But they can't actually get Delirium right now, I don't think. Wrenn, the bolt's fine. I was ready for this. Okay, another little 2-for-1. That same one that we've had a couple times now. That interaction's so interesting because we both feel good about it. I don't have Wrenn and 6 in play, and they don't have any pressure in play. Rest of Iteration. Yeah, they could have cast Murktide there, but it only would have been a 4-4. Which is still big enough to cause me trouble, but not the big scary monster that they need from their deck. Okay, I get a good shot here. There's no 1-mana counter spell that hits Endurance that this deck plays. So I'm just going to Endurance now. You know, I don't play counter spells. I can't actually stop Blood Moon from resolving, only kill it once it's there. I can do that anyway, but I can take them off Delirium, slow down Murktide Regent. They could kill Endurance with a heat right now while they still have Delirium, but that's another card that's not in their graveyard for later. Fun deal. I'm happy with that. Mercurial Spell Dancer. All right, that's a fun one. Exciting new cards. Saga ticks up. I'm going to play this Wooded Foothills to play around Spell Pierce, and I'm going to heat up this Spell Dancer. Did I say Spellcaster a second ago? I don't know. I do know what this card is called. Mercurial Spell Dancer is in the graveyard now. Answered cleanly. I'm excited to play with that one in Legacy. I can't actually get the cards yet. You're all seeing this like 2 weeks after I'm recording this. And this card is like $18 right now and not on Card Hoarder yet. No deal. Here is a Construct. Your deck does play Dress Down sometimes, but I'm not worried about it. I'm leaning all the way in for doing this thing. And I'm just going to get the Shadow Spear. They can have Lightning Bolt right now. They're pretty far away from a Delirious Unholy Heat. Okay, they're cracking in response. Otawara? Okay, they did have the Dress Down, just waited for the full blowout. Good value. Fair enough. And that's my turn. I am Delirious now. Murktide Regent, if they drop one, is only 3/3. Pushing a Ragavan here is one of the meaner things they could do. Okay. Blue, red. It's EI time. We're both EI decks. Surprise. I would counterspell this if I were them. If I had the option. Okay. Forgotten Cave in my hand. Holding Tarn to the bottom. Exile Wrenn and 6. Red, green. I'm just going for max value here, playing like their hand is blank. Right, Spell Snare was going to get me no matter what. And I am going to play the Forgotten Cave rather than cycle it. I need to sit on this Boseiju in case they find a Blood Moon. RC, they are Delirious. I can go for a Seismic Assault here. They died to it game 1. Let's see if they respected this game. Or if they're even able to. I would love to see a counterspell here. Yeah. Fish them out. Add more where that comes from. Play my land, and I'm going to heat this. I don't want to start taking pokes I don't need to take. 1 card in hand right now. Murktide Regent is the gnarliest thing they can draw, which is usually the case. EI is the second best. I'm not happy about this either. Ragavan connects. Don't take anything too nasty, please. They exiled an Urza Saga. As much as I would like to draw that, I don't mind them missing on Rag. I don't think I need more green. I don't need more blue either. Just don't need more of anything. I'll take Stomping Ground. They're all red. That doesn't matter. 2 cards in hand. One of them's Ragavan. Here's the other Seismic Assault. Still have Boseiju up, and I can pick off Ragavan now. Okay, let's get weird. Just looking for anything that can carry my Shadow Spear. They're looking for Murktide Regent. Rag's coming in. I will trade a Steam Vents or Scalding Tarn for this all day. On Swans. Lightning Bolt. Okay. The next thing is also answered. And there is it. A color combination not known for removing enchantments. They played a Tap Spire Bluff. Canal. Stomping Ground. This is better as a shock than it is as a Stomping Ground. We're just chilling here. Assault gives me inevitability. Currently have 9 damage in my hand to their 12 life points. I can't rely on the bolt because they're not playing creatures. Have to imagine that their hand is full of interaction. Ooh. I can bolt Ledger Shredder, see if they interact, and if they do, jam Swans. This is bait, but it's also a good spell. Happy to shove it. They're thinking about it and made the right call. Swans out. We're in there. Okay. Every part of my combo except for Fury can happen at instant speed. I don't want to just discard a card into Otawara. So let's go. On the other hand, fuck it. Okay, they're going to bolt and draw 3 cards in response. Little Ancestral Recall for everyone. Rest down. That's a bummer. Okay, so my Swan is just going to take 2. All right, and then maybe also die. Sad. Okay, pass the turn. Please don't finish it off. Okay, the Swan, I'm just going to pass, because if they have a second dress down, zapping my Swan would kill it. Now they're at the point where Unholy Heat is good for 6 cards as well. I can start equipping Swans and bashing for 5 in the air if they don't put something real between me and it. Unholy Heat in exile. That's a draw 6. Just ending. They're looking for Murktide, though. 2 dress downs used already. I don't know how many are in their list. That seems like as many as they'd play, though. A second Unholy Heat. So they draw 12 pending. And now we're in that spot that I mentioned in the deck tech all those hours ago. They can fire a draw 12 into Swans, but can they get through it after that? Okay. They drew 6. And they appear to be passing the turn, even though they have Unholy Heat still in exile. I think they've realized that drawing all these cards isn't helpful. That Unholy Heat in exile burns off from the EI. They didn't put a Murktide between me and their life total. Equip Shadow Spear and begin the beats. It also has these surprise words on it, which are fly for 4. And if they do something like dumping all their mana into Otawara here, I can bolt and reload. Their life total is not very high right now in Swan's combo context. Okay, there was a long pause, and then my Shadow Spear activation resolved. Don't know what their plan is here, but going to attack for 5 lifelink. It was Otawara the whole time. I'll Lightning Bolt my Swan in response and take this reload while I can get it. Mystical Dispute does not help me here. Do I want to lean into the combo? I could also just redeploy Swans and make them go again. Yeah, I think just dropping Swan in second main plays for me. Urza Saga, 3 Swan. Not much has changed, except now there's an Otawara in their graveyard instead of their hand. They still have 2 Unholy Heats in there somewhere. Aggressive iteration, off we go. Mercurial Spell Dancer. The card is unblockable, but it also dies to Seismic Assault. Ledger Shredder. Don't care. And now they could have Dress Down or Brazen Borrower. I can Besage a Dress Down if I need to do that. Oh, they're just done. They've had enough. They can't get through it. That is a positive record with Swan combo in Modern in 2023, including a punt by yours truly in one of the matches we lost that Lightning Bolt goes a long way in. I do think that we should flip 4 Steam Vents, 3 Stomping Ground. The problem is that the deck is base red, and then all your support is green, and then your payoff is double blue. It just asks a lot. You could also just not play green. There's probably a cool Jeskai build of this that uses Teferi to protect the combo. You could go 4 color. The Modern Mana base obviously supports that. You'd lose Urza Saga, but honestly, that did very little in the league. You could play Mishra's Baubles to get Delirium even without Urza Saga. That wasn't the cool backup plan that I thought it would be. Guess it did win one matchup, though. That one where we had like 20 seconds left on the clock. Nothing else would have done that. I don't know. It's a wide world out there. Any deck that can make red, and 2 blue-white hybrid. I had a Boros build in my head. I had that Jeskai build I just mentioned. I had several different versions of this Rug one. I had a Hyper Low to the Ground one that played Galvanic Blast and a bunch of artifact stuff. It got in there quick and softened up your opponent's life total so Assault didn't have to do all 20. That was a cool build. I don't know. It's a big world out there for folks like Mike who want to see Swans of BoshNRoll fly again. The proof of concept, though, of Unholy Heat to draw 6, Fury being a free way to draw 4 mid-combo, that's there. The reverse proof of concept of having to chump block a 12-12 and your hammer opponent drawing 12 cards is also there. I mean, give and take, the Swans. But we put up a positive record. We're not going to talk about what happened in one of the losses, and this deck seemed great. Room for improvement, room to move the shell around, all those things, but this is a playable modern deck. Mike, thank you for this brew challenge. Everybody, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out all the links that support the channel, the Patreon, the poker coaching, all that stuff. It's in the video description, and I'll see you next time.